Welcome! It is the Week 13 review. You are watching The Revolution, the fantasy football podcast and or internet show right here that's dedicated to the Ruben Giannis Fantasy Football League. And it is right towards the end, everyone. There are so many exciting numbers to go through and some interesting stats. And we're gonna do a little bit of self-hating. You'll see it later. Anyway, first off, let's start with the review, and that'll be with the scores. First up is the San Francisco Shabooms. They're back on track, back on the winning ways. 124-92. The stacking trolls definitely had Kyler Murray back in action, but not enough. 124-92.
The Cucamonga Crack Killers are continuing their winning ways with an 8-5 record, beating out the Cholula Vista Huff and Puffs, who continue to stay in last place, 109-86.
Wow.
You got Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler. There's a reason why he's going to be in the third place.
Yeah, there's a reason he's in that spot, and you know, I guess when you thought there was a little bit of a fairy dust over there with the Huff and Puffs. Yeah. Dang, you know what? Insert Harry Potter reference. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know.
Here comes the Weasley twins.
Yeah. The Patronus did not work.
Yeah, the Patronus did not work.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm speaking on something I don't know nothing about. I've seen some of the movies though. They're good. They're good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's good. Just, you know.
That's right.
Anyway. Speaking of winning ways slash trying to play spoilers slash Jerry's getting it done. What can I say? T. Higgins, was it 29 points? Mike Evans 17. That was good for 95. The Merced Bippers 65. I think some of the wheels fell off. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Was it Waddle? I forget his first name, but he definitely lost a little bit with the return of Devontae Parker, who definitely took about 60 yards away from the potential here. Happens. Arizona D coming through, but when Arizona's your second highest score, that's when you end up with scores like 65. However, still in it. We'll check on that a little bit later.
Yeah, here we go. Dayman, who is
The hottest team,
dare I say the Cinderella of this group this year, who is on a 4-game winning streak. Dare I say 5-game. But it's on a streak.
It's not a huge
Taking
streak.
out the Phi Graysons, who I don't want to say gave up on the season, but you know, they're there. They gave a valiant effort.
You know what? You get injuries, followed by players who just ended up being just ineffective, and when you take them at high spots, it definitely can definitely screw you over. And this is a great example of injuries and ineffective players just not getting it done.
That's right.
Just not getting it done. Ben Roethlisberger, those 20 points, that's a farce. I don't know. Dare I say it. He won't do that
That's
again.
But for Dayman, he continued the streaks. This winning streak, 126-89. Monster day from George Kittle. I saw it live. You saw it live.
Oh yeah.
It was fantastic. And Russell Gage, who had a respectable day. He had like over 100 yards.
Yeah. Anytime you get 20 or more, it was a good day, no matter who you are. Speaking of who you are, the Oakland football team also back in the winning ways, and just when you thought they were out,
Get
they pulled
baby.
themselves right back in, because you know what? Check this out. there is room on that door when that Titanic sinks. Hey, what's her name? Rose. There is room on this boat. Get out of there. I'm in 4th place. Here comes the Oakland football team. 136 to 118. Chris Godwin and Leonard Fournette. See, now you learned. Leonard Fournette gets it done. 22 points. Chris Godwin. Unfortunately, even though 118 is so, it's definitely above an average score. However, when you go big wins 136, I don't know, math wins. 136 is higher than 118. I don't know what else to say.
Oh yeah, here's the game of the week, yo. Number 1 versus number 2. Reservoir Dogs taking the South Hayward El Fuego Pollos, with the Reservoir Dogs coming out on top. 132, 124.
It did come to Monday night.
They showed why they're the first team, or the number 1 team in the Ruben Giannis League. You got Tom Brady and Jonathan Taylor. Killer combo.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the South Hayward El Fuego Pollos, they're no team to sneeze at, I tell you. They got their playmakers on there. Jeff Jefferson, or
Justin.
That guy, 36 points. Michael Pittman Jr., 17 points, put up a decent day.
Yeah, these two teams were basically have been tied almost the entire season, just neck and neck. 1-2, 1-1, 1-2.
One hopping over the other.
Oh yeah. But now it's time to go through the usual, the honey buns and the crumb bums. Let's have some fun, starting with the honey buns. Of course, in the very, 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 very spectacular return, Kyler Murray gets it done. 123 passing yards, 59 rushing yards, 4 total touchdowns, 30 points. That's it. This is what I expect from Kyler Murray, always. So if he's healthy, that's what he's doing.
Right.
Point blank.
Oh yeah, there's my guy. There's the one I picked, drafted. George Kittle, my tight end. 9 receptions, 181 yards, 2 TDs for 40 points. I mean, this guy was running all over the Seahawks, dude. Every time he caught the ball, running.
Oh yeah. And then he did a little tight dance right on the line.
That's right.
Hey, he was in the whole way.
Yeah, he was tiptoeing. He was like, nope.
There you go. And of course, you got the other side of the spectrum, the crumb bums. And this is where I said a little bit earlier that we're gonna do a little bit of self-hating here on the Revolution. I guess I'll go first. Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne, you went out there and God, I mean, I don't know. It was a night game, so I guess you weren't. I don't know what you were doing out there. 0 receptions, 0 yards. You rushed for 3, I guess, but that was good for nothing.
Well,
Team win.
You got the point for the win, but at the same time, Mac Jones wasn't really throwing the ball, dude. He only had like 2 out of 3 attempts.
Oh, yeah. No, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. So whether permitted, they weren't throwing the ball because of high winds, and it was raining, kind of wet. So they were running the ball all game.
Oh yeah, no, they ran that like
Okay.
50 times. Yeah.
So 2 out of 3, 19 points, -3 rushing yards with 1 point because of the wind. I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I didn't need it.
Yeah. You know what? I did.
But
I did. And this is where we ended up. Kendrick Bourne, This is where you get fooled. This is fool's gold. Kendrick Bourne. Hey, newsflash, he's out of here. He's out of here. He ain't making this playoff roster. I'll tell you that right now. Done. And the reason he's done is because for certain players that you choose to not play. The Alfredo Pollos made that choice, and they put in Kendrick Bourne when they could have put in. Oh, you know what? Never mind. You can do that one. Spence on.
Yeah. All over that bench could have helped.
Over that bench, the Huff and Puffs, 102 yards. Javonte Williams. Forgot the order of these slides here. Anyway, touchdown, 30 points, Huff and Puffs. Should have put him in. You should have put him in.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, this guy could have helped.
Yeah.
Devontae Parker, who, I mean, I thought it was done for the season, but I guess not. I guess he came back. 5 receptions, 62 yards, 12 points, all over the Alfredo Boyles bench. Definitely could have helped.
Yeah, it's one of those when you lose by 10, but this homie gets 12.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
give him punched in the gut.
It's like a gut punch, but through your balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right through and just ooh. Anyway, moving on to those guys that help absolutely nobody. And I personally love this segment. That's why I brought it back. My choice is don't let the final number fool you. 19 of 41.
Jeez.
God.
Wow.
264 yards. Sure. 2 touchdowns. Sure. 4 interceptions. Are you kidding me? 101 rushing yards. Yeah. Running for his life. Anyway.
Bro.
25 points. Taysom Hill. He put up some numbers, but he did that for nobody. Because I'm glad nobody should have rostered him. But if you would have, he would have put up 25 for you, and then quickly drop him.
Abysmal. I mean, this guy's on the up and come. You know, he's coming up. There's a reason why the Lions picked this guy as their top pick in the draft. Was it Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Amon-Ra?
10 receptions, 86 yards, 2 total TDs, and one of them was for the game-winning score. 25 points.
Oh yeah, no, I loved every moment of this game. It was great. I think it's definitely my favorite game / play of the entire season. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just putting that out there right now. Putting that out there right now.
Oh yeah.
And all right, here we go. Up for a quick game of Does Big Daddy Know? Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, first up, which player holds the NFL record for the longest interception return? A. Ronnie Lott. B. Eric Berry. C. Ed Reed. Or D. Deion Sanders. Prime
Go
time.
C.
The answer is C. Ed Reed. 107 yards in 2008, breaking his previous one of 106 yards in 2004. Here we go. What player led the NFL with 27 rushing touchdowns in 2003? A. Marshall Faulk. B. Jamal Lewis. C. Priest Holmes. Or D. Amon Green.
Go with A.
Answer is Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes.
Right.
And you know what? I want to say that was the year where like 20 some odd running backs had like 1,000 yards, and it was like the craziest like running like season or era of like a long time. Anyway.
For the era of running backs.
Yeah, that was that crazy season where I totally remember being in high school and Kansas City went 9-0 and they went 13-3, and if I remember correctly, they got knocked off in the first round. But hey, that's what happens. Here we go. How many games made up the NFL regular season schedule in 1982? A. 9. B. 14. C. 16. Or D. 17.
A. 9.
That was in fact a trick question. The 1982 season was reduced because of a player strike, resulting in 9 games instead of 16. Here we go. Who was the first professional quarterback to pass for 5,000 yards in a single season? A. Warren Moon. B. Dan Marino. C. Peyton Manning. Or D. Ron Jaworski. Jaws.
I want to say Warren Moon because I really like that quarterback.
All right, here we go.
Go.
And here we go. The specific trick question was that, in fact, it was only a professional quarterback, which means that the Canadian Football League's Warren Moon threw for exactly 5,000 yards in 1982 for the Edmonton Eskimos, and destroyed that with 5,648 in 1983. Just the following year.
Wow. In a season.
Yeah. Well, that dude's crazy.
Wow.
Here we go, starting with the Week 14 Thursday Night Preview. Are you ready? Alright, here we go. The Pittsburgh Steelers are taking on the Minnesota Vikings on the road. The Vikings are favored by 3.5, which lets you know that for some reason Vegas thinks it's going to be somewhat even. I sure as hell don't, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. The over-under on this game is 44.5. However, I think the Steelers, I don't know why they think that's going to happen. The Steelers they've been ineffective. I don't know why they think that these guys are going to be anything other than ineffective on a short week with a guy named Roethlisberger out there throwing. Especially when he's already telling everyone that this is his last season. So, I mean, I don't see anything productive, which means this might be the time he says F me and throw for 6 TDs, but whatever. I still see the Vikings continue to score and score easily because the Vikings can't score. They can't score. They just get scored on is their problem. Especially on the last play of the game. God. That's okay. Justin Jefferson went for like 1,000,000 yards. Anyway, Vikings 31, Steelers 17. I think it will still be a really, really good game. I just think that the Steelers will be ineffective, and 17 will come mostly in the fourth quarter.
I think it'll be a lot closer game. I think it'll be a shootout between Ben Roethlisberger and Kirk Cousins. But I'm still taking the Vikings 36, Steelers 30.
All right, here we go. And it's time to take a look at the as of Week 13 standings. We have in first and second place, respectively, we have the Reservoir Dogs and the South Florida Feather Boys with the records of 10-3 and 9-4, as decided with this past week. Now, it also appears that the top two teams, maybe not the top 2 spots have been locked in, but the top 2 teams as of right now, being Reservoir Dogs and the Alfredo Pollos, are locked in for the playoffs as it stands, with the Cracker Killers and the Oakland football team. Right there in 3rd and 4th, the Cracker Killers being 8-5, just climbing up the ladder, and they're in a really, really good spot with the Oakland football team just hanging on. And wouldn't you know it, the hottest team in fantasy football, Dayman, out here coming back from the dead, with a 7-6 record, in 5th place, just on the outside looking in, which tells me that any of the teams in 3rd and 4th, that they take a misstep in these last 2 weeks, and you could be out. The Merced Vipers, you're in. Now you're looking at the out along with the Trolls. Again, all you got to do is win out. You almost control your own destiny. And you know what? Hold on, Tone. We're gonna take a few minutes. Just maybe not a few minutes. Just goddamn Joy Lloyd matters. They're out there at 7-6, out there just winning. That's all. That's it. 8th place, sure. Winning record, you're damn right. That's all. Fucking A. Go Jerry. Fucking A. Anyway, Shabooms, Oysters, Graysons, Huff and Puffs. Rounding out the remaining teams, 5-8, 5-8, 3-10, 3-10. And those are the standings as of Week 13, with Week 14 and 15 coming up. Again, I want to remind everyone there is a Week 15, and that's what is going to make these last 2 games that much more interesting.
Hell yeah.
Because, 5 through 8 is totally in this because of that 15th game. So, hey, get your lineups together. I believe this is the last of the bye weeks, and everyone should be at full strength for
Playoffs.
the playoffs. And that is the Week 13 review.